Hi, Sandy here. My last video I made a whole bunch of dog borders and tags to decorate my scrapbook pages with. Now I'm working on cat borders and tags. First off, I used some scraps like this, and I glued some strips onto them. These are what I call border bases. Then I glued some scraps onto some tags that I have cut out of cereal boxes and stuff, and I don't have a punch or anything. I just use my straight edge to cut straight edges, and then I have a pattern that I use to cut the corners. So these are a couple of extras that I made. I already made this one. I like to use up a lot of bits and pieces, use up all my scraps and my overabundance of stuff. So I like them busy. So this one is done. So I'm going to do this one next. See, this is one that I glued a bunch of strips onto. So, and I use little scraps. I save them. I have this box right here of just my very small scraps, because just my little thing I like to do on my tags and borders, just to add interest and to use up my scraps. I will usually add 3 little squares hanging off the edge. I think it makes it looks a little bit more interesting. So there, I got those glued on. This, I printed this from Pinterest. I have an orange cat that looks a lot like this. And I basically do most of my tags and borders the same way. I start with my tag, usually made from scraps, or always made from scraps. I add on my little 3 things. I don't always, and they vary, I don't always add these on, but I usually do. And then I start just filling it up with stuff. This came with my cat stickers. It's just a little, like, speech bubble with heart. This says possum. Not possum like the animal, but awesome possum. Here's a little milk thing. A little milk bottle for the cat. And then I usually add, I just grabbed this bottle, this blue, I don't need a flower. I think I'll get a button. I have my stuff sorted by colors. I usually have a bag of buttons, a bag of silk flowers, and a bag of rhinestones and other doodads. Oh, here's a butterfly. Let's see how that'll look on there. Yeah. And I'm never going to run out of these little foam pieces, I swear. My daughter is 19 and in college, and they're from when she was younger. I had not a ton of it, but she did crafts, yeah, but didn't use those a lot. I like to add some bumpy things, this bumpy things to my tags and borders, because those accumulate too. So this is so old, the adhesive doesn't even work anymore. So I got to use a glue dot. I need to order some medium-sized glue dots. I've got small, medium, and large, but the medium is all gone. So I need some more medium. Okay. And I'm not fussy. Things don't have to be perfect. It's homemade, and that's the way I like it. And as you can see, I have covered up most of my pre-made tag, but I got a little cat peeking out there. So there's one done. Now I'm going to do a border. So here's a border base, and usually I like to put my strip on this side but I like these cats on this side. So I'm going to kind of try to avoid covering up too much of those. So I'm going to start with this my little 3 pieces. There's a bird cage on that. Okay. It says, meow, you doing? Where do I want that? And this is, I have a Boyd's Bear catalog, and this is a Boyd's Cat. And I saved that. I think I'll put it right there. Then I have this cat here. Yeah, that looks good. Trying not to cover up my 2 orange cats wearing the glasses because he's cute. And I like to have things hanging off the edge. I don't know why, I almost always put my borders on this side of my page. I only make 8.5 by 11 pages. But imagine this was my page. I always put them on this side. So I can't have anything hanging off this edge. But I like to have a lot of stuff hanging off this edge. I've been doing this for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years, making these tags and borders, and I don't use them on all of my scrapbook pages, but it has really changed my style. Now, I don't have this one as prepared as some of the other ones I made, but I've got a bunch of stuff here. Here's a fish. Cat toy fish. And some of this I've had, oh my gosh, this is so old it is not sticky at all. But I just hold on to stuff until I decide, my gosh, you're never going to use that, and I throw it away, which doesn't happen very often. Or until I use it. Let's see now. Here's a little orange heart. Here's a mouse. I always keep a dull, an important dull razor blade on my desk for peeling off the backs of stickers. And I scrape glue off my desk. I use it for a lot of things. So a lot of this stuff has been here quite a while, and I'm trying to get it used up. Here's a little fish. And that has kind of torn some of the sticky back off. Okay, I'll put that here. Alright, that's enough stuff on that one. And except I like to add something 3D. I think I'll go with it. I don't have a lot of orange. I got a few orange buttons. I'm going to add orange button. Need my glue dot. And I think one other thing. I think I'll look for something. I think I'll add a yellow button also. And then I'll call this one done. Okay, that one's done. And I'll do this one next. I have one dog and one cat. I used to have 3 dogs and 1 cat, but one of my I had Butterscotch, my cat. He's orange cat. He's about 10. He's doing good. I had Samantha, a black and white Cocker Spaniel. She was about 5 years old when we adopted her. Her owner had passed away. We've got her at the shelter. She passed away, I think last December. We had her maybe 5 or 6 years. And then I had Charlie, my big golden retriever German Shepherd mix. We just lost him 2 weeks ago, right in the middle of making my dog tags and borders. I was just stocking up. I had lots and lots of them to keep my 2 remaining dogs and tags and borders whenever I want to make scrapbook pages of them. But he passed away. He was 10. And now we still have Rosie. She's a blonde golden she's supposed to be a coon hound. That's what they told me when I adopted her. I don't really care what she is, but she's kind of more like a beagle with no spots. And she's 4. She'll be around a while. But my husband and I are, I'll be 61 in a couple of months. He is 50. He'll be 59 and he'll be 60 next December. Anyway, but we made up our mind we don't want to get any more dogs because we're not sure about cats, because when we retire we want to take road trips and we don't want to worry about taking the dog with us. You can't go to restaurants with them, and you know, we just don't travel with our pets, so we're not going to get any more. We might break down and get another one every weekend, but I really don't. It's going to be hard with no more pets. But we'll see how it goes. But the plan is no more dogs. So we're down to 1 dog, and we've been married 20 years, and we have always had dogs. Always had them. But not anymore. Let's see what I got here in my gold. I've got this. Is that too big? No, I don't think it's too big. I never use those, so I think I'll try to use it. It's a bit large. Okay, I need my little, gotta stab a hole in here. And I have this crack in the table, so that's perfect for that. I don't want to make it too big. Okay. So today is Easter. We usually go to my husband's family for, the whole family gets together for Easter, for all the holidays at my in-laws. But today it's just going to be me, my daughter, my husband, and my brother who lives with us. Just the 4 of us. Maybe my daughter's girlfriend will drop by. Not girlfriend, her boyfriend will drop by. I don't know for sure yet, but just a small, and I really prefer it small. At the in-laws, it's there's like 15, 16 of us, 6 small children, and they often have temper tantrums. I don't like going over there, and we can't all sit at the table together. I usually sit at a table, but they just scatter around at the chair, on the sofa and chairs, and we don't even really get together that much, you know. So I just really prefer my family. Okay, so this one is done. I should try to make a couple more dog and cat together. But that's alright. So I'll get these glued on. This is cute. I downloaded that from Pinterest. I always put my pictures at an angle. That's just my little thing. Alright, now, oh, this needs some words. Hold on. It says I don't fetch, but you can't really read that. So I'm going to look for something to put on there. And here's meow. The colors look okay together. I don't really worry a lot about things matching. I like to mix and match. And sometimes the colors do end up looking pretty good together, and that's good, but I don't really fuss a lot about it. Okay, I've got this mouse. I've had him quite a while too. He's probably not going to be sticky. So I sorted all of my stuff into categories. The cat stuff. I made one of cats, one of cat words, and one of cat things. And I have a whole bunch of cat things right here within reach, and I'm a lot more likely to use them. And I do seem to use up my things a lot faster than my cats and my words. The words, I never get them used up. But for my dog stuff, I'm out of dog things, because I sorted those by dogs, dog words and things, and I used up all the things. Here's a butterfly sticker. How would that look? Maybe on something else. Here's a paw sticker. And use one of these sock stickers. Then I'll add a button or something right here. I think I'll look for something pink, a flower. I'll put a silk flower on there. Something small. Yeah, that works for me. I try not to think a lot about what I'm doing. I like to just throw things together and get things accomplished. Alright, I'll just grab my little bag of rhinestones. Put something in the middle. There. You know what? And I got this square rhinestone. I just never seem to use those. Well, that's got a backing on it. I got to take that off. Alright. So I'll take the backing off. These are self-adhesive rhinestones. They come on a sheet from Walmart. Sometimes the adhesive wants to stick to the plastic backing instead of the rhinestones, so sometimes you gotta work at it. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Well, I'm working on it. Okay. I'll just put that right there, just for no reason. Punch a hole. Where's my punch? Right here. I got these at Hobby Lobby, I think, and boy, I sure do use this punch a lot. Alright, I'm going to do a tag now. Or a border. I don't know about this. These don't stand out really good. Let me think. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Yeah. I have this box. Sometimes when I save all of these strips of paper, my scraps, and sometimes I'll go through and I sort them by color, and I'll go through and make a bunch of these strips. They're border bases for everyday stuff that I can use for anything. So I think I want something a little more simple for these cats. Something they'll stand out better on. Yeah, that's better. So I'll save that for something else another time. Okay. Now, this says what bird? There's birdhouses. These are Boyd's figurines, and this says what bird on his little bib. It says, Mama says there will be days like this. Cat trying to get in a birdhouse. I need birds. Let me see. Let me show you. This is stuff that I cut out to use mostly for glue books. But I need a bird. Okay. I'll just keep this handy after I glue, and then I can add a couple of birds to it. This is just a sheet of computer paper, and I saw on a website, RTS, Record the Memories and Rearrange the Stuff. She does a lot of videos about organizing your stuff, and she took wax paper and glued it onto paper, and then you can take your stickers off of the original sticker pages and put them on this. And that's right up my line. I like to do that. But usually I cut out the stickers with the backing still on them, and then I glue them where I want, and then I rearrange them a lot. You're going to rearrange these a couple of times, but then after that, they just don't want to stick anymore. And sometimes, some things you have kind of a hard time getting off. It's got its good points and its bad points, but I'm not going to do this anymore. So, let me get to gluing this tag together. And I tell you what, I am very blessed that my job gives me Good Friday off. I've never had a job before where you get Good Friday off. It's a holiday with pay. And with this coronavirus thing going on, I have a 3-day weekend. And I am like 4 years from retirement. And I am so excited about it. I just cannot wait. But this 3-day weekend with the coronavirus thing, I can't go anywhere. I did go to the grocery store on Friday, early in the day. I was hoping to avoid a crowd, but no matter what time of the day I go, it's crowded. I only go once a week. And my husband and I always go together, and if my daughter's not in school, we always go as a family. That's what we do. We like doing that. But no, now you gotta go alone. So I did the grocery shopping, but other than that, I thought, well, I'd have so much time for for playing in my craft room and making my glue books and tags and borders and scrapbooking, and well, I have a guilty complex because I had to do some bookkeeping. I filed paperwork. I take all of my mail. I do read it, and bills and things I need to take care of or things I need to file, I put in this little box on my desk, and I pay my bills when a few of them accumulate. I don't pay them the minute they come through the door. And things pile up sometimes. And so I'm like, I want to go play in my craft room, but I have to get this done. I have to get this done. I can't play in my craft room until I get this done. This is important. I have to get this done. Well, I play and play. I wasn't playing, but I just kept goofing off and looking at YouTube videos and Facebook and just wasting time, because I hate doing bookkeeping. And so it took me a couple of days to get that stuff done, because I just kept dreading it and putting it off and putting it off. So I finally got it done, and now I can play. Yeah, see, now some of the, that overlapped off the edge of the wax paper onto the regular paper. So there's a little paper stuck to it. Alright. I think I'll put that right there. Okay, I can put that back. I try to put things away right away. I don't like things to pile up on my work table. It really only takes a second to put things away. Okay. Well, there's this bird. That should have gone back with the birds, but that'll look good on one of my tags, maybe. Alright, I need to add something orange. Do I have any room? There's my orange stuff. Yeah, I need something small. This is why I don't know why. Here's a little orange thing. There's another orange burlap flower. Yeah, I've got some little rhinestones in there. Alright, get busy, Sandy. Is that too big? Not really, but I'm not going to use it on there. Like I said, I try not to think too much about what I'm putting on my stuff. I just go and get things done. I see in my scrapbooking groups, people talk about it. I spent 2 days making this page. It took me 6 hours to make this page. Well, okay. I don't take more than 20 minutes to make a page. I just don't have the patience for it. I don't know. I like to create, but that's not my style. Okay, I need something for the middle of that. These come in like a 8.5 by 11 sheet or maybe 5 by 7 sheet, but I cut them down into small pieces so that I can keep them in my little bag. Alright, so that one's cute. That's my bird theme one. That one's done. I have like 3 more borders to make and about 6 more, well, 7, 8. I'm not sure how many tags. I'm going to do another border. Maybe I'll try to get all the borders done. Okay, and I have to do the laundry. It's laundry day. I'll be back in a minute. You won't even miss it. Okay, I got all my tags and borders glued together, so I'll show them to you. Here's the birds, cats one. Meow you doing? Love starts with a wet nose and ends with in a tail. This looks like it's upside down, but this butterfly has a smiley face and it's right side up. A house is not a home without a cat. And furry friend. So there's my borders. And then here's my tags. Okay, now I'm going to go scan these. I scan all of them. I like to keep track of them on my computer. I have made like over 1,000 each of tags and borders in the last, since I started making them 4 or 5 years ago. And I just like to have them all scanned where I can look at them sometimes. So I'm going to scan them, and then I'm going to organize them in my book, my dog and cat book. And then I'll flip through the book real quick with you and show you how I organize my stuff, and I'll be back. Okay, this is how I organize my books. This is cats and dogs, and I did have these all in one binder, but with all the tags and borders I made, it filled them up. I think they take up more space as my tags and borders than all the bits and pieces. I'm not sure. Anyway, so and I like these binders. They're from Walmart. You can get them anywhere. These were 88 cents from when they had school supplies. So here's my cat book, and I start by putting my borders in, and I use just a piece of used computer paper, any old thing, and I stick it in there. I stick 2 in there back to back, and then I just stick a little bit of glue on the back of my borders and put those in. 3 on a page. So here's my cat borders. Some I just made and some I've had. All 3 of these I just recently made. I made a bunch of tags to fit into baseball card holders. But really this is my favorite size. They're like 3 by 5. These I do use these, but not much, and I don't think I'm gonna make any more though. Well, I do have some tags, some blank tags to do, so I might, but this is my favorite size. So, these I've already made. And I have a few embellishments and tags, mostly tags. So these 3 I just made. This one I already had. I think I just made all of these. And I just made all of these. And I made these a while back. And I made these. This is just a cat that I cut out, and I put it on some white paper and left a little bit of a margin around it. This is from a calendar. This is an embellishment I made. This is a tag that I made, and a little tag. And these are things that came on cut apart scrapbook paper, and they're not really good for tags and borders. This is out of an old calendar. This I made to fill up like the lower part of an 8.5 by 11 page. Here's some words to fill in some space. This is a little embellishment I made. Here's some words to fill in some spaces. These are all cutouts. I'm not sure why I have this cat here. It should be with the other cats, but that's okay. These are just things to use on my pages. This is an embellishment I made. It says, "What's new, Pussycat?" I've got it sideways in there because that's how it fits. These are postcard size. I don't use those much, but you never know. Okay, so now this is what I have left. These are all the things, the paws, the fish, paw prints, cat dishes, things like that. And then these are all of my cats. More cats. Cats. And then these are my cat words. And a lot of these I'll be eventually using on tags and borders, probably. And then, this was a big one, this one that I didn't have room for. These are my extra tags and borders that I haven't worked with yet. And some scraps and some ribbon. So there's my cat book. And then my dog book, I try to set up all my books the same way. Now this one, I will very soon be making pages for my dog that just passed away. So I made this one. I downloaded this from the Pinterest. It's a dog going over the Rainbow Bridge. So I made that for one of his pages. And then this one, I can barely read this without crying. You have left my life, but you will never leave my heart. And I've added Love and Charlie. So I just put those in the front to be handy. And so here's some tags, some borders, 3 to a page, borders, I have too many. Hey, I have room for another one here, can you believe that? Okay, so then here's some, I just made all of these. I had these, I added an embellishment